Was that a good idea to bring Willow into TNA, and was it a good idea to turn Bully into a babyface? It seems to me like TNA is just grasping straws and trying to do whatever it takes to stay ahead of the competition. All they do is they take a step forward and then they take probably 20 steps back, or maybe even more, with all they do. Now, for those who don't know, I made a video a couple of weeks ago involving my review of TNA about the aftermath of lockdown. I liked it, especially when Bully Ray turned into babyface and caused Dixie Carter her position of power. She didn't really. It was just a storyline, whatever. Bully Ray didn't give a good explanation why he did it, but he put Bobby Roode through a table, and I enjoyed that, and a lot of fans enjoyed it too. In fact, I think that was the loudest reaction I heard from the crowd from that night, other than Tigre Uno and the X Division champion going up against the Bromance. Now, a couple months, it wasn't even that long ago, Bully Ray had fought Mr. Anderson in a casket match. I'm not even sure if that's a good word to call it, a casket match. Anyways, they fought in a casket match, and during the build-up for that, Bully Ray threatened Mr. Anderson, his wife, and his kids. And I don't know if that was going a little too far or not, but that's where they went with this whole thing. Anyways, Mr. Anderson defeated him and defeated Bully, putting him in the casket. And even though he couldn't close the lid because Bully was too big, he still won the match. Look at that. Anyways, it wasn't even that long after that Bully showed up at Lockdown, since we haven't seen him in weeks after his loss against Anderson. He appeared at Lockdown, cost Dixie Carter, her team, the win, and turned into a babyface. I'm just trying to figure out why they did that. I was trying to figure out why. I mean, I was happy at the time, but now that I think about it more, it seems to me like they rushed this a bit too much. They made Bully Ray into a babyface instead, without him giving much of an explanation. I mean, he gave a small explanation, but that wasn't satisfying enough for us, the fans. I just can't figure out why they did that. I mean, this guy was threatening another man's wife, and they think it's a good idea to turn him into a babyface. I really don't get it at all. But then I found out that they're going to be appearing in New York for a live show, for several live shows. I think I haven't exactly gotten the confirmation about this, but they're going to be appearing in New York, and of course Bully Ray is popular there, so I guess that's the reason why they did that. And they don't have that many main baby faces in TNA, so I guess that's why they decided to turn him that way and have him go up against Bully Ray. I don't know why they're doing that though. I mean, it seems to me like TNA are not trying to build new stars, or just reusing the same old ones to be facing off against each other. And I mean, to me, I wish TNA could put a little more effort into their storylines. That way they make a little more sense and they don't drop them and to start a new one without explaining what happened to the old one. Next, we got Jeff Hardy's character, Willow. For those who don't know, Jeff Hardy had this character years ago, and he never used it in WWE during his 2 runs, and in TNA during his first run, because I guess at that time he was just popular being himself. Nobody cared about Willow appearing in WWE or TNA. Nobody even talked about that. And I can't blame him. Jeff Hardy was popular, and he was someone the fans enjoyed watching perform. But after years of what he's done to his body, being put through tables, falling on the tables, falling off ladders, being hit with steel chairs, and all the stunts he's done, I don't know why they decided now, at this point of his career, to bring in the Willow character. I just don't get why they did that. I guess TNA, like I said before, they're grasping straws. They're trying to come up with anything to try to help their characters and try to help get the crowd to watch their shows. To me, I really don't see any point in doing that with bringing in Willow, because nobody knows who Willow is, and just bringing him in at this point of Jeff Hardy's career, he's not going to go far. Now, part of me feels that they're trying to make Willow like Bray Wyatt, but here's the difference: Bray Wyatt, his character when he made his debut in Florida Championship Wrestling 2 years ago, I believe, it wasn't popular at the time. It took time, and slowly the fans started to get behind him. NXT, that's when Bray Wyatt became more popular, especially when they brought in Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And that's when the Wyatt family was born, and that's how they slowly became very popular with the crowd. When they came to WWE, there wasn't that much reaction. But like I said, it took time. And time is what it took until Bray Wyatt got to where he is now. And Bray Wyatt is popular now. And look where he is now. He's going up against John Cena at WrestleMania 30. And what I'm thinking is going to be one of the best matches of the night. But with Jeff Hardy's character Willow, at this point of his career, it's not getting that much reaction. And if it's not, and it doesn't get any reaction by Slammiversary or by Bound for Glory, then this was pretty much a big disappointment. So, in my opinion, I think Jeff Hardy's character was not needed. I think they should have just brought him back normal, the way he was. And that's it. No need to change anything about him. But that's TNA for you. They decided to go with this direction and think that it's going to help get their show back on track.